Hey, it's me again. By the way, Coach Pete, Annuity Avenue. Folks, every single week we release 2 or 3 videos relevant to the annuity world. Good, bad, ugly, and why you should or shouldn't do certain things to succeed in retirement. This week we're going to talk about misconceptions about qualified longevity annuity contracts. Have you heard of them before? Well, the basic definition, it's a long-term annuity that is available in a long time from now. It's not something you put money in today and start taking tomorrow, or it could be if you're a little older, but this is something for folks to put some money aside in a time capsule type environment and account where you can let the money grow for 10, 20, 30, 50 years, then have that money waiting for you when you're older. Now, 72, as we've seen some people start taking money out of their qualified longevity annuity contract, not to be confused with some of the other annuity contracts we've talked about. This is a specific product and strategy to put money away for a longer period of time to give you lifetime income later on in the future when you may need a step up in income because inflation, health care problems, taxation, whatever's happened in your life. So it's a good way to give yourself a retirement emergency account for the future. And so 85 is the absolute deadline where you have to start taking money out at age 85. So we'll go through some misconceptions here tied to these, some of the advantages and disadvantages, and some of the times we've seen a qualified longevity annuity contract work good for folks. So one of the misconceptions is that these contracts are only beneficial for the very old. The first misconception I want to get to is one that we hear a whole bunch, that these contracts are only beneficial for the very old. Well, they provide a form of longevity insurance. They reduce the risk of outliving your other retirement savings, so they do help you when you're very old, but they also help you when you're very much started in retirement, because you have the peace of mind knowing that you've got a step up or boost, a turbocharge of income when you need it. And so it's a good thing, I think, to have this money put aside. It's not locked away, the key's not thrown away forever, and it's money that you'll benefit from, or if you don't use it and you pass away, as long as you set it up correctly, your spouse will get it or your next of kin will get this money. So the money does not disappear. Very, very important, because a lot of people thought, well, gosh, I can't even touch it till I'm 85, which is false, by the way. 85 is the absolute last year you can start taking money out. You can take money out before that. But the misconception was, hey, I start taking the money out at 85, I die at 86, and the insurance company keeps all the money. Well, that's not true. We'll talk about that later, how that's not true when people say that. So there are some limited investment potential arguments that people have. That's another misconception, because keep in mind, the primary purpose of a QLAC is to provide guaranteed income in the future for you and your family, which can be a very crucial part of a balanced retirement strategy. We always heard about having a balanced breakfast in the morning, and of course we were always told cereal and toast and butter and orange juice was the best thing, and now later on in life they say maybe it's not. Well, in my opinion, this is a good thing, and it will never come back in the future and say this was a bad thing, because you can always get your hands on the money, and it's not a form of locking the money away and throwing the key away, as it's been portrayed in the media sometimes from folks that don't understand this. Keep in mind, when you get your financial information, make sure you know where you're getting your information from. If you're getting it from a writer who is not licensed in the financial industry, maybe they don't understand everything. If you're getting your information in the financial world from a CPA, well, CPAs do a great job of tax planning, but they don't go to classes like we do for financial planning. So be very careful about CPAs or even estate planning attorneys who do a great job putting together wills and trusts, but don't have the licenses in the financial world. So be careful where you get that information. Another misconception, lack of flexibility. Well, let's look at that. There's a misconception that QLACs offer no flexibility. Well, it's true that funds used to purchase a QLAC are locked in. Many QLACs offer options like return of premium, death benefits, and various start dates for income. In other words, you're in a lot more control than you think if you get the right QLAC. And when you pass away, if you haven't used all the money you put there and you set it up correctly, the money will go to your next of kin, like we talked about earlier. So it's all about income and benefits, making sure that you put yourself ahead of the curve in retirement. In my opinion, after you've already got your balanced retirement plan done, and we need a GPI plan, growth, we need to lock in those growth. We need to protect the growth. So protection and then lifetime income. Once we have a true retirement plan covering the core and explore philosophies, having money at risk and at safety and with income, then we can look at what a QLAC can do for us. Now you can start payments in your QLAC later than age 73 or 75, and it really helps with your required minimum distributions too. And so at age 85, you must start taking the money. The money does not stop at 85. I heard somebody the other day say, well, QLACs are not good because at age 85, you can't get money anymore. Folks, that's the absolute drop dead age where they make you start taking money out, not telling you can't take money out anymore. So be careful on that. Think about it. You're in retirement. You've had a good stream of income because you had a good income plan set up. 3 or 4 different maybe annuities and the stock's doing good. You've got income, but inflation goes crazy like it has been lately. And now you're age, let's say 80, and you need more income. You say, how am I going to do this? Well, then you remember, gosh, I put a couple $100,000 into a QLAC years ago, and this will give me $50,000, let's just say $50,000 a year as soon as I start taking it. Well, you go over and you flip that switch, and now you don't have the problem anymore of inflation and taxation because you've got more money than you need. The objective in the financial world is always to have more money at the end of the month than bills. And so this will help you take control and put you, it really is a solution solving the retirement equation. Now, some of the ways we can really put you ahead of the curve and also understanding the solution to the retirement equation and solving this equation that's very complex is helping you understand QLACs. We go into detail with this. We've got a manual on QLACs. If you'd like one, all you have to do is click the button on the screen or give us a call. We can also walk you through QLAC strategies, ones that are successful, ones we've seen have been very much used in the modern stream of income planning, putting you ahead. Now, how do QLACs fit into a true retirement plan? Well, we already talked about that in a way. It's having an additional source of income that we don't need right away that's going to grow until we need it, and they give us a stream of income we can never outlive when we do need it. And if we don't use it, it will go on to our next of kin. The balance will. Very, very important to understand that. And then also understanding the terms in there, and we walk through people. I mean, every single day there's a new QLAC that comes out, it seems like. And they all have different rules and different bells and whistles, and some are good, some are bad, some are ugly, and some are beautiful. But the general public isn't educated on this, so it's hard to tell. We can tell you, with our experience, which ones will fit what you are looking for. There's no such thing as a bad product, just a bad fit for people, so make sure that you get the fit design first, and then find a product. Sort of like when we used to go shoe shopping. We'd sit down, the guy would come out, he'd have this little thing, we'd put our foot in, he'd measure our foot, then he'd go get the shoes. Nowadays, we order the shoes online. If they don't fit, we send them back. Well, this is a way to measure first, and they get the product second. And this is what we do every single day with consultative financial and retirement income planning, folks. And that's why QLACs are a good fit. Now, some alternatives of QLACs in certain scenarios. We need to look at what is also available. Stocks, bonds, mutual funds, other annuities, all have a fit, but none of them give you that lifetime income you can never outlive, except for the annuities. And that's what a QLAC is as well. It's a qualified longevity annuity contract. It's just a way to put you ahead of the curve. And folks, it really makes a lot of sense. The whole reason we put together these videos is to make sure you get educated so you don't make mistakes beforehand. Again, measuring first, finding what fits second. And again, that's a philosophy in the financial world we've always used. And again, it was used in the shoe world for years, and you never went home with a shoe that didn't fit. Nowadays, we're sending a lot of things back because it doesn't fit as far as the shoe world. Let's make sure that we get that perfect fit. That Cinderella slipper for you in retirement could be the QLAC to give you that balanced income and more income when you need it the most. So we'll give you a balanced view of QLACs if you give us a call. You see the number on the screen. Also, like these videos, folks. Really helps us out and motivates me. Because if I see you liking them, I'm going to make more. And I'm going to get more excited. We're going to get more and more in depth. And if you'd like us to talk about a certain topic, all you have to do is email us too. Again, information on the screen to give us a call or email us and tell us what topics you'd like to see. But right now, remember, the most important thing is to like or comment and get yourself in the right position. So we're offering, if you watch this video and you like it, we're offering for you a no-cost consultation on how to see if QLACs do fit into your portfolio. If they do, how to find one. If they don't, better to know it now so you don't make a mistake and get in there. So as you can see, it's a very complex world. This is one of them. I mean, just the abbreviation is hard. QLAC sounds like a duck almost, but it might be the best duck for you. It might be that golden goose if you make the right choice. Coach Pete, we'll see you next week right here on Annuity Avenue.